Hi everyone, this is FrankenSpec, a new way to eliminate API drift forever. In software projects, the biggest is to design, doc, and implementation getting out of sync. The design says one thing, the code does another, and test files are outdated. FrankenSpec makes the design document the single source of truth. When the spec changes, the implementation and test automatically update to match. Here is my design specification. API Design Markdown. It defines four endpoints for user API: get, post, put, and delete, including request schemas, response schemas, validation rules, and update behavior. Right now, the API supports user creation, retrieval, update, and deletion. Everything inside this Markdown file is the official contract. In my implementation file, source api.js, I have auto-generated markers right here. Everything between these markers is controlled by FrankenSpec. I never edit code inside this block manually. FrankenSpec keeps it synchronized with the spec. Same concept for testing. Inside api.test.js, I have a test block where FrankenSpec regenerates the test suite whenever the spec changes. I'm going to modify the specification. Here, I add a new field called row to the user response. I don't write any code or test, just update the specification. Now I'm going to save this. When I save, the FrankenSpec hook automatically runs. It reads the updated design spec, finds the implementation file and test file, and regenerates everything between the markers to match the current specification. Here, Kiro confirms that the spec was read, the auto-generated API block was updated, and the test suite was synchronized. Now the API code has been updated automatically. All response objects now included in the row field. I didn't manually write or modify any endpoint logic. The entire implementation was regenerated directly from the specification. The test suite also updated itself. It validates the new schema, including the row field, covers happy paths, partial updates, and error conditions, all automatically. When I run the test, everything passes because the implementation and the test are always in sync with the design document. That's FrankenSpec. Instead of manually maintaining code and tests, developers now maintain just one source of truth, the design document. Whenever the spec changes, the implementation and tests should regenerate automatically and stay perfectly synchronized. This eliminates API drift and turns design documents into executable, self-updating knowledge. FrankenSpec, the design is the product.